Hey everybody, it's Sonia here. I'm kind of laughing to myself because I can see myself on the camera and I know like I look like shit. But in in all honesty, like I look the way I feel right now. So I figured, you know what, screw it. I'm not gonna put makeup on and look good because I feel like shit. So apparently I might have COVID again, which is weird because I just had it like at the end of December, early January. So weird. So what happened was last weekend my son had like his first retinal migraine, which was a vasospasm in his brain that caused him to lose vision on the right side. So I took him to the emergency. And I was thinking, man, this place is like a germ festival. You know, we're going to pick something up. But we had to go, right? So that was Friday. Saturday, we went back for an appointment. Sunday, we were okay. Monday, he had a sore throat. And I had a really slight sore throat. And I brought him to school. And I thought he would be okay. Um, I think it was Monday they sent him home. How did it go? Or Monday, anyway. There was 2 days where he had a sore throat and he missed school. I think it was Monday and Tuesday. And my sore throat was really, really slight. And I thought, oh, come on, Gunnar, it's not that bad. But anyway, 2 days in a row, he was feeling kind of crappy. But my sore throat was really, really slight. So I was thinking, like, it's just a really slight sore throat. You know, you can't really be that sick. Anyway, the day after that, he was okay. And I noticed also his friend had it. Like, it seemed like actually the whole class, lots of people had this sore throat. Then they were coughing, you know. But I figured, well, we did the COVID test and it was negative, so it can't be COVID. And then I took him to school and I came home and I went to sleep. I was just really tired. And then when I woke up, I realized I think I'm getting sick. I started getting achy. I had a low fever. And that night I had really bad body aches. And I was like, okay, this is the flu. I COVID tested myself and it was negative. So I thought it's not COVID. Plus I just had it. Anyway, I felt really bad that night. And I was like, wow, this is a lot worse than COVID. The flu is just brutal. So the next day I had a really bad headache. And I was like, okay, it's definitely the flu. So I took a little Tylenol. I got through the day. By the end of the day, the headache was gone. But I just had the body aches. And the fever was going down. So I was like, okay, I'm getting better. So then today, it was the third day, I woke up, I actually felt like I was okay. And this whole time, like, no respiratory symptoms except sometimes like a scratchy feeling in my throat makes me cough, like as if there's something in my throat, but like nothing respiratory really. Just feels just like a flu, super achy, headache. So today I thought I was going to be okay, but as the day went on, I was like, oh, I'm still achy, but now it's like it's just in my back. And the weird thing is I'm sweating. Like, I don't have a fever, but I keep getting these like sweats, a little bit. But then I started getting that pain in my hips again, and I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, it does feel like I did when I had COVID. So I went and did another rapid test just to see. And you see there's a faint line there on the test window. I don't know. Like, it doesn't focus super well when I hold it up like that. There you go. So it comes out positive. I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's a false positive. I mean, really, like, I'm starting to feel better already. Like, how can it be COVID? I just had it. So I did another test. And it came out positive. I don't know what to think. I mean, they say that these things are not 100% reliable. I mean, I'm definitely sick. I know I have something. I'm not sure what it is. This thing says that it's the COVID. Again. I mean, I'm just kind of like, what? What is going on here? Like, is this real? I didn't have to take this test. I was sure it was flu. I didn't have to do this. No, literally, I did not have to do this. The government guidelines say you don't have to self-isolate or do a test if you've had COVID since December 20th, 2021, which is the case with me. I just did it out of curiosity. Maybe that was stupid. But I guess, I mean, there is this curiosity in me that's kind of wondering, like, what if it is the COVID again? And this would be like my second round. So how are the symptoms different from the first time? Like, I'm totally sweating. I wonder if that's because it's hot, but I don't think so. It's like a weird, I don't feel hot. I mean, that's not usual. Now my hips don't hurt. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But the other thing was that as I was eating, see, first of all, I'm craving oatmeal. It's like the only thing I'm eating. And that kind of made me think, that's weird, because that's what happened when I had COVID. I only wanted to eat oatmeal. I don't know. It actually doesn't taste like much. Oh no, it's the COVID. I kind of noticed that, like, my sense of taste is less than before. I mean, like, it's not the most flavorful food, but it has a whole bunch of maple syrup on it. But I kind of understand what people mean when they say it tasted like water. It does kind of taste like water with just a tiny bit of maple syrup. So here's my mint tea with ginger. I can smell it. Not as much as usual, though. Yeah, there's something really weird, like something's not right. It doesn't taste like much. And there's ginger in there, too. Oh, man, when is this ever going to be over? Anyway, I thought I'd let you know. It looks like I got the Rona again. It's so weird. But I mean, I guess it's possible. It's possible it's false positive. And it's also possible that, you know, like with common colds and some things, you don't have permanent immunity. You could get it and then get it a few months later. But I mean, right now, looking at me, like, do I look really sick? Nothing too serious. It's just that I feel like I'm sweating. That's a bit weird. But it's not like I have pneumonia or anything. So let's just hope that this is the tail end of it. I mean, I certainly feel better than I did yesterday and the day before. So let's hope that that's it. And I'll let you know how it goes, you know. So let me tell you how this all turned out. So as you see, I had 4 days of sore throat and 3 days of flu symptoms. And I had these positive COVID tests. So what happened after that? Well, actually, my symptoms went away. And I found out a couple of things. First of all, I went to see what are the guidelines now. As it so happened, I had basically been isolating the entire week. The only time I went out was in the car to bring my son to school. But as it so happened, the 4 days where I only had sore throat, I really didn't need to go to any store. So I didn't go. And then the next 3 days, I was basically in bed. So I did the isolation even though I didn't know that I had the COVID. So it turns out you only have to do 5 days isolation. And if you're unvaccinated, you can end your isolation after the 5 days when you have a negative test. Unless you've had COVID since December 21st, in which case you don't have to do any of this. But I had already done it anyway. But also I found out something weird. My friend Jimmy, who I had gone to Ottawa with, who has 9 kids. Like, he really deserves some applause for that. I'm so impressed. Anyway, he's got 9 kids, but the youngest one came down with the hoovid symptoms, same as me, and so did Jimmy and some other members of his family. Jimmy had the same symptoms as me, including the sweats, which was the weird symptom that I've never had before with flu, which made me think maybe it was the COVID, you know? So his little one is, you know, he's a little kid. So they brought him into the hospital to have him checked out. And apparently at the hospital, they refused to test him for COVID. And they said right away, it's not COVID, it's influenza, it's going around, everybody has it, it's not COVID. And they just wouldn't test him. So it was like, so if the kids got influenza and it's not COVID, I guess that means that Jimmy has influenza and it's not COVID. And since I have the exact same symptoms, I guess that means that I have influenza and it's not COVID. And really, my test could have been a false positive because who knows what I ate or drank or vaped. Anyway, it's negative now. So after I heard that, I was like, wow, so they don't even test people anymore. So of course there's not going to be any COVID. It's all flu now because they just don't test them. I mean, maybe it really is flu, but like who knows, right? Who knows? Did I have the flu or the COVID or the fluvid? I mean, who knows? I had the hoovid. Anyway, I had something, but nobody seems to care what it is anymore. I did my isolation. I don't have it anymore. So I decided I'm done. But the symptom that came after that was the cough. And so what you guys don't know about the video I made about the monkeypox was that I kept getting interrupted because I kept having these horrible coughing fits. I had so many of them, and the coughing was so bad that afterwards I would have tears in my eyes. Like literally just from the strain of coughing, my eyes were tearing. And so I had that cough for like a few days. But you know, it was only the flu. And if it was the COVID anyway, it was done. So after that, after my isolation period, I decided I was good to go. Because it was a long weekend and my poor son had not been able to go on any outings because mom had been laid up. So I decided that, you know, that's it. We're going back to living our lives. So we went to the carnival. This carnival is really low rent and it's really 90s, which I actually kind of like. The rides are kind of old and not very spiffy. Usually we love this carnival. We had a great time at it last year, but this time there was a few problems. First of all, they weren't playing the music. They weren't playing it loud, and that sucks. And two, they didn't have the teacups. That sucks too. And three, it was actually really chilly. We were starting to think, you know, this outing just sucks. It was so cold that I had to go to the car to get some blankets to use to keep myself warm because I hadn't brought a jacket. So I had to go to the carnival looking like a sick hobo.
Ah, yes, the fair. Very pretty on this camera. It looks amazing.
It looks like you just
so why do you look homeless? Why are you wearing this attire?
I had the flu, but I'm okay now. I'm okay to go to the carnival.
You sure?
Yeah. No more symptoms.
No more symptoms. Oh no, she's wandering again. No, Mr. President, you're wandering. We need to redirect you. No. Puff up your cheeks.
That still works. Hey. Yeah, I got some holes in my I got rabbit holes in my blanket.
Look, she looks like a homeless person. Oh, there she is. No, she's coming towards me. Hello.
I got some holes in my blanket.
Oh, really? Oh. So you know where we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the fair.
Oh, I gotta take a piss.
You just took a piss.
No, I gotta take a piss.
Are you sure you're not just doing drugs in the bathroom?
No.
So you're not sure?
So, even though I was walking around with blankets, looking like I was going through heroin withdrawal, and I still had the cough, which actually I still have a little bit now, but the carnival turned out to be good. Actually, the carnival turned out to be good, but not before it first got a lot worse. As in, the generator went down, all the rides went dark, and it looked like it was going to be the worst carnival ever. But then everybody left because there was nothing going on. But we stayed, we waited for the rides to come back on, and then we had the park to ourselves because there was almost nobody there. And then they were blasting the music and running the rides like crazy. I mean, these carnies, they're hardcore. I think some of them do drugs, maybe. They run the rides like they're operating them while on drugs. I mean, these things are going at maximum speed, and because there was no one there, they were giving us these extra long rides, so it was super intense. So, in the end, I got over the hoovid again, or the fluid, we don't know. And I took Gunner to the carnival, and we had a good time. And I guess I'll never really know what I had. But I suspect that that's how it's going to be. We're going to get this thing from time to time. And every time we get it, hopefully it'll boost our immunity. And to be honest, I'd rather have it now in the summer than go an entire year without getting it and then come down with it in the middle of December when my immune system's down. So I guess everything works out okay in the end. So I hope you enjoyed that little hoovid story, little update. I hope you guys are all doing well. And thanks for joining me, and thanks for joining me in the chat. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.